Hey all, and what I've got today here in front of me is an LG. It's a 50-inch LED LCD TV. The reason I say LCD is because the LED, when the class has LED, the only LED thing about these TVs is that they have an LED backlight. Anyway, when I turn it on, you should be able to tell it's let it just load up. It's got a very distinct blue screen. It's even clearly visible, just as it is. Now, there's a lot of videos out there that will say, oh, try this, try that. It doesn't matter what I look at. You can see the retry section here. It's a Magic TV, so it's got a pointer on there. Let me just get the pointer. So this section here, this retry button, that should be pink. You can see a slight pinkish tint on it when I hover over it, but it's very blue. Check network status. Let me just try that, see if I can oh, sorry, excuse me. Anyway, very distinct blue tint. There's loads of videos out there that actually point out, try this, try that, but with these sorts of TVs, it's very clear that it's the backlight. So what I'll be doing today is, let me see if I can play something for you. Don't know, this has come up, Andromeda. What is this? Let's just get something to play. There you go. Wherever this is, anyway. We'll be right back. That's not going to play then, is it? But anyway, if I get a chance to play something, you'll see it come up anyway. But that's very blue. Now, like I say, I'll be working through and showing you step by step what I did to repair this and give it a go. Basically, I've not actually repaired a TV before, but my instinct says that there's a phosphor coating, and when I dismantle it, I'll show you that on the LED backlights. So LEDs are normally bluish in color, and to get the white color, there's a phosphor coating. Now, over time, that phosphor coating might have just melted away, disintegrated, so it's basically gone. So I'll be changing the LEDs and showing you step by step how we do it. So we'll get started. Okay, so first step, I need to remove this back cover. Now, as you may see, there's screws, absolutely loads of them. So that's for the bracket, by the way. So there's no screws in, so no screws in the middle section of those four. That's for a wall bracket, but the screws all around the edges going across, so you can see screw, and it just runs all along the edge everywhere, so around that edge, and then I'm gonna come back, so it's everywhere. So the first step is I need to remove all the screws. Once I've done that, I will then take this top off and I'll come back to it. But however, I mean, there's not much here to see apart from me taking the screws off. Me moving the TV about has just tired me out, and you can probably tell that from my breath. Okay, so having removed the back cover, there's a hell of a lot of screws, to be honest, but yeah, just make sure you get every single one off. If you find that you're struggling to take any particular or the cover's not coming off easily, that's because there's a screw somewhere left. So what I would say is just go through it again and just look for every single screw. I did have an issue with that, whereby there was a screw left somewhere. Well, not somewhere, it was there somewhere on this side, on the back cover. Anyway, upon removing it, this is what we've got. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is, you've got the speakers here, so I'll dismantle the speakers, remove the speakers. Once I've removed the speakers, I'll be then looking at removing all these screws along the edges. So as you can see, just going along every single edge along these sides, any screws, I'll remove that. But once I've done that, I'll need to remove these brackets here. So once I've got this off, that off, I can see all the screws along this bracket. Now, underneath these sections, you'll see there's possibly two or one PCB. These are the PCBs that control the image on the screen. So anyway, I'm not going to undo those. However, I am going to take the bracket off just to make it easier to remove this whole panel before I can take the screen off. However, just so you know, on the other side of this section is where we've got our LEDs that we need to change. I have got the LEDs somewhere. Hopefully I can find them. I have got them. In fact, I have. So I'll show you the LEDs. So my replacement LEDs are here. So these are the replacement LEDs. So these are the ones I need to take the old ones off and then put these on. Now these come with, you can see the blue strip there. If I remove that cover, it's double-sided tape basically. So this is the ones I need to replace, but let me get to that. Let me just now remove this section and you'll see the rest of it. Okay, just to show you how to remove these speakers, I've removed one already. To remove these speakers, just lift and pull, and you can see there's a tab here. There's the tab, and the tab just goes inside of that. So lift and pull, and then it's just a matter of, on this, you press, there's a little tab there, you press the tab and pull, and it just comes off, and then just safely put that to one side. Once I've done that, there's a bracket here. You'd have seen that anyway. I've left the screws in, just be careful I don't lose them. That bracket was just there. So all I've done is unscrewed that, lifted that, left the screws in so I don't lose them, place that safely to one side. Now moving on, start to dismantle the rest of it. So next step for me, I'll be removing these brackets that I've said to you earlier. So I'll remove that. The Wi-Fi module, I'll remove that as well. Don't know whether I need to or not, but it's only held in by a screw anyway, and one connector there. So just remove that anyway. Remove that bracket and then begin to undo the screws that I mentioned earlier along the side. Okay, so as you can see, I've removed the Wi-Fi module, and the screw that went with the Wi-Fi module is different to some of the others. So what I do is, I just remember where it goes, I tape it on. You can see the screws that came off the brackets here and along the other side. Again, I've taped them on this side, and then there's about 6 screws running along the bottom on this side, and they're different to these. So again, I've taken those off and I've just left them in the box that came with the new LEDs. Okay, so what I've just done is removed all the screws running along there, all along that side, and I've just basically put them to one side. The next thing I'm going to do is undo these. So you can see these connections. So I'm going to undo these connections. There's a bit of tape there. Lift the tape up, just makes it easier, and then remove that bracket just by lifting it out. So to remove these, just, you can see the tab just goes down. Just pull it up, move that out of the way, and then just lift it out. And I'll pull this up, yes I have, so lift it out there, and then just there, just make it easier. It's quite tight. Oh well. Now forgot to take this off. So as you can see, there's screws everywhere, and that's one I've got to take off, so it needs to go back into that. Just get remember that. And now let's just, I'll put this to one side. Let's just leave that there. Okay, now that I've removed that, you can see this tape holding the board. Now all I'm going to do is quite a stick of tape, just leave it like that, and I'll tape it back into place. So just remove those first. Okay, having undone the tapes there, which you can always put back in, I'm going to undo these clips. Just lift that and pull it forward, and what you'll see is it should just come loose. There it is. So it should just come loose, and it is loose. There it is. Just lift that. It's a bit there. So now you can see it just comes loose. So do the same for the other side. So just lift, pull. So all I'm doing is pushing up on that, pulling forward. There's one more there. So you can see it's all loose. Okay, now what I'm going to do is turn the TV around, and I'll come back to that now. And now that I've turned upside down, now gently you need to remove this cover. So just go around, and this clips on the side. You just need to lift it. Now we need both hands for this, so I'll have to stop filming, and once I've got it off, I'll come back to it. So you can see it's already slightly loose there, so I just need to take it off. Okay, so what you'll notice is I've taken the front bezel off, the actual surround, and then using a suction cup, I've basically just slowly pressed it against, and this is the actual screen that you need to be careful of. So pressed it against that, clipped it on, and then you can see I've loosened it, and I've gone around loosening it from all the edges, and then just make sure these are loose. And then what you do is just carefully lift this. This is what you need to be careful with. You damage this, you might as well call it a day. So remove this, and then you're ready to put this to a safe place, and you're ready to almost start. So that's what I'll be doing. So having removed the screen, what I'm left with is this. So now to remove this backplate, I need to remove another frame along this side. Again, similar sort of thing, just lift, ease it round. Once you remove that, this will come off easily, and then we're on to the next step. Okay, so with that second enclosure removed, you've got some sheets here. I think there's about 3 sheets. Now you need to remove all 3 of those all together. So remove them all together, and then just put them to a side. So there you go. You can see this sheet, there's about 2 or 3, I think. Just remove them all together, put them to a side, ready for the next step, which is, there you go, exposes your LEDs. Okay, so what I'm going to now do is remove this thin sheet cover, which covers all of the LEDs. Now to do this, you can see I've already removed one of these. Okay, and what are these? These are the retainers for this cover, which covers the LEDs. So all you do is grab it, twist, pull, grab, twist, pull, and so on. So there they are. You can see what they're like. Twist, pull, and to put them back in, you just go in and then twist back, and that's it. So, oh, must have cut myself. Better get something on there. I don't know how I did that because I never even felt anything. But yeah, I better clear the blood up. Don't know how I've actually done that because I never felt anything. Oh well, as you can see, stuff happens. So I've removed all of those clips that I've twisted and taken off. However, what you'll notice is there's 4 clips right at the top there. Now, I'll be honest with you, they've just broken off, but do I need them? I don't, because they're just to retain this black light, this white lining over the LEDs. However, the tabs keep them in place, and there's double-sided tape that also holds it in place, so it's not really required. So we'll make do with that. Now I'll remove these to expose the LEDs at the back. Now, just before I proceed, I don't know whether you can actually tell on the video. However, that's white, that is blue. So the phosphorus coating has disappeared. Now, if I just go through some of these LEDs, I'll tell you which ones are really bad, which ones are okay. That's on its way out, but it's not as white as that one. This is white. This is, well, getting bluish. This is very blue. Gone. White. Almost gone. Gone. White. Gone. Almost going white. So majority of these are actually gone. So if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this line strip, we've got, apart from 1, you've got 6 that are actually well, 1, 2, 3, 4 are gone, 2 on the way out, so hence the reason for the blue. But I just connected back up, just a quick way of seeing what it's like. Now what I will do is disconnect each of these. Once I've disconnected that, it's just a matter of putting the strip off. So I've left the connectors on, but I've decided to take the LEDs off, as you can see. Now the tools I'm using, there's the tools. Now the reason I've got this knife here is because to lift these, they are glued on, double-sided glue. Now they are quite hard, so what I do is get a knife in there, get a stronger one, and then it's just a matter of there you go. So once it's off, then it's just easy. There you go, and that's it. Now I'm going to get the connectors off. Once I've done that, I'll come back to when I put the new LEDs on. Okay, so the next step, you can see I've connected one of the new ones. Here's another new one. Okay, so you can see the connection side goes up, so I'll put it on there. Now these holes need to match up, so to get that to match up, what I'm doing is poking it through with a knife, opening the hole so it's easier for me to align against those, and then it's easily done. Now take the double-sided tape off using a knife, poke through the hole, and just get it all to align, and then connect it back up, and that's that. And here's the TV with the new LEDs, and hopefully I'm hoping you can see that they are much brighter. They're all white, clear white, and not a hint of blue. So that's it. Now it's just a matter of putting the whole TV back in reverse, and the job's done. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. What I will do is, once I put it all back together in reverse order, I'll turn it on and I'll show you what it looks like.